Hello students, welcome back to our class. Okay, see, we'll go into the lesson. Okay, see about the Cholas. Okay, see, Cholas are well documented in the history of the south. Cholas rule is well documented, have a history. In which side? South side. Okay, Guptas and all north side. You have learnt maybe in your 6th class, right? See, but the Cholas were ruled in south of the India. Okay, see. So about the Cholas, we're getting to know. See, whatever you are looking in the picture, this all color shaded, right? This all is the Cholas kingdom. Understood? See, from Urayur to Tanjavur. How did the Cholas rise to power? A minor chiefly family known as the Murayur, okay, Muttarayar held power in the Kaveri Delta. Okay, how did the Cholas rise to power? Okay, so how does it started? We'll get into know. Okay, see, first minor chiefly family known as Muttarayar, okay, held power in Kaveri Delta. Muttarayar have a power where? In Kaveri Delta. Means a Kaveri river deltas areas were there, no? There. Okay. They were subordinates to Pallava kings of Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram ruled by Pallavas kings. Who are subordinates here? Muttarayar are subordinates to whom? Pallava kings. Pallava kings ruled at which place? Kanchipuram. Okay. Vijayalaya, who belonged to the ancient chiefly family of the Cholas, from Urayur to captured the delta from Muttarayur in the middle of the 9th century. He built the town of Tanjavur and a temple for goddess Nishum, okay, Nishum Bausadani there. Okay, in the Tanjavur town they built a temple for the goddess. To which goddess? Nishum Basuddini. Okay, you're thinking that maybe this is all new names, right? Okay, see, the successors of Vijayalaya conquered neighboring regions. Conquered means, don't you think that attacking and occupying of that place is called conquered? Okay, conquered neighboring regions, and the kingdom grew in size and power. How the kingdom will grow? See, whatever the neighbor places, for example, if they are in this place, if they conquered the beside places, okay, and when it is conquered by this place, this dynasty will be grown up. Yes or no? See, like that. Okay, the Pandyan and the Pallava territories to the south and the north were made part of this kingdom. Okay, Rajaraja I considered the most powerful Chola ruler. Who is more powerful Chola ruler? Rajaraja I became the king in 985 CE and expanded his control over most of these areas. See, Rajaraja I, famous powerful Chola ruler. Yes or no? In which year? 985 CE. Okay. He also reorganized the administration of the empire. Okay. He reorganized the administration. Okay. Empire means what? Kingdom. Emperor means king. Rajaraja's son, Rajendra I. Okay. Rajaraja's son, who is Rajendra I, continued his policies and even conquered the Ganga Valley, Sri Lanka and countries of Southeast Asia, developing a navy for these expeditions. Okay, see, Rajaraja's son, who is Rajendra I. These are all belongs to which dynasty? Cholas dynasty. Understood? Okay. So what Rajendra have done? Rajendra conquered Ganga's valleys, Sri Lanka and another Southeast Asia. Okay. Here the topic splendid temples and bronze sculpture. Okay. Bronze, it's a mineral. Okay. You might have heard about like Ittadi. Ittadi you might have heard, right? About temples and bronze sculptures at the time of Chola's times and agriculture and irrigation. Okay, how they ruled this all. Okay, that all we are going to know. Okay, see the big temples of Tanjavur and Gangaikonda Cholapuram, built by Rajaraja and Rajendra, are architectural and sculpture marvels. Okay, see they were built in the front of Rajaraja and Rajendra times. They were built temples, big temples. One is Tanjavur temple and another one is Gangaikonda Cholapuram temple. Okay, and they have did with a beautiful sculpture marvels. Okay, Chola temples often became the nuclei of settlements which grew around them. They were also the centers of. See, look at here. Temples were also endowed with land by rulers as well as by the others. The produce of these land went into maintaining specialists who worked in the temple and very often lived near it. Who are those? Priests, garland makers, cooks, sweepers, musicians, dancers, etc. Okay, see, whatever they got the money, they have to be give for this all the people. Okay, where do they live? Very near. Okay, lived in near. Okay, in other words, temple were not only places of worship. Okay, temples were not only the place of worship, but also what? But also the hub of economic, social and cultural life as well. Here the temples are not only the worship place, it's a hub of economical, social and cultural life as well. In which state have a high or also high monument, high sculpturic temples, no? So that state have high income sources also, right? So that's why. And even a tourist also will go and visit that place and all. So like in that way, that place will get into some a name. Yes or no? See here. Among us the crafts associated with the temples, the making of bronze images was the most distinctive. Chola bronze images are considered to be the finest in the world, while most images were of deities. Some images of devotees were made as well. Here, craft associated with the temples. Okay, crafts you might have can see some of like in our Dichpalli. If you go to our Dichpalli Ramalaya temple, okay, you might have can see that totals around of the temple, some lions structure, okay, or else any of a god structures. Yes or no? It is all done by it is all done on the stones. Okay, and the same like that with the bronze. You know what is bronze? Ittadi, like that you will call, no? Okay, the bronze image with the metal of the bronze. Okay, images were done at what time? You know, in the Cholas time. So whatever the Cholas kings are initiated to do that bronze images, that considered as finest in the world. That bronze images are finest in the world. You can look it in the figure 4.a. Okay, see that they got a high name about their Cholas bronze. Okay, finest in the whole worldwide. Okay, some images of devotees were made as well. Even not only one or two, some of the devotees. Okay, devotees images also they were made with the bronze. Who? Cholas. Okay. See, agriculture and irrigation. Okay, many of the achievements of the Cholas were made possible through new development in agriculture. Okay, they have developed more in agriculture. Look at map 2 again. Notice the river Kaveri branches off into several small streams before emptying into the Bay of Bengal. See, look at here. You're looking into here, right? See, when it is entry out into the Bay of Bengal, it has spread into many streams. Yes or no? Yeah, here. Okay. These streams overflow frequently, depositing fertile soil on their banks. Water from the streams also provides the necessary moisture for agriculture, particularly the cultivation of rice. Okay, see, depositing fertile soil on their banks, so that water they used for agriculture. Okay, here although agriculture had developed earlier in other parts of Tamil Nadu. Okay, agriculture had developed earlier only in the other parts of Tamil Nadu. It was only from the 5th or 6th century that this area was opened up for large scale cultivation. Understood? Here, which century? 5th or 6th century. This area was opened up for large scale cultivation. Okay, means cultivation have started more in which century? 6th century. Forest had to be cleared in some regions. Why they have cleared? For farming, for making of agricultural lands. When they cleared of forest, they used for agriculture. Okay. Land had to be leveled in other areas. In the delta region, embankment had to be built to prevent flooding and canals had to be constructed to carry water to the fields. In many areas, 2 crops were grown in a year. Yes, many areas 2 crops were grown in 1 year. In our places, how many crops we are taking? Of course, 2, sometimes 3 in the middle of one small means a less time crop. Yes or no? In many cases, it was necessary to water the crops artificially. A variety of methods were used for irrigation. In some areas, wells were dug. Okay. In some areas, what they have did? Wells were dug. In other places, huge tanks were constructed to collect rainwater. Huge tanks. Here tanks means what you know? Don't you think that we'll get the water into our houses? No, not that tanks. Okay, our lakes, ponds. Each village we have no one chervulu like that. Okay, that tanks. Don't understand in that way. Okay, huge tanks were constructed to collect the rainwater. Whatever the rainfall, that all reaches into that tank. Understood? Remember that irrigation works require planning, organizing, labor and resources. Yes, irrigation works require what? Planning, organizing labors and resources. Maintaining these works and deciding on how water is to be shared. Most of new rulers as well as people living in villages took an active interest in these activities. Yes, villagers will take the very interest in this, because if they do that, they will get the water into their fields, right? So that's why they have taken more interest on these all activities. Understood? Next, the administration of the empire. Okay, see, up to now we read about the agriculture and irrigation and the temples and the sculptures of the Cholas kingdom. Yes or no? Now we're getting to know about the administration of the empire. How was the administration organized? How? We'll read out. The king had a council of ministers to help him. Okay, he had a council of ministers, means some group of ministers to help him. He had a strong army and navy. Yes, what he had? The Cholas kings have a strong army and navy. Okay, the empire was divided into mandalams or provinces, further subdivided into valnadus and nadus. Okay, see, the empire, okay, he divided into that place as mandalams. Okay, and further again that mandalams also subdivided into valnads, okay, and nadus. Understood? Now we have the divide of our state as districts as mandals are divided as into villages, like that. Okay, same. At that time Cholas also they divided as in that way. Okay, settlements of peasants known as Uru. Okay, Uru. Even nowadays also we are calling as Uru, right? But which is Uru in the Cholas times? Which settlements of the peasants? Here peasants are whom? Farmers. Understood? Here peasants are whom? Farmers. So where the farmers are living, that place Chola kings were called as Uru. Okay, became prosperous with spread of irrigated agriculture. In the Uru, it is having a facility of irrigated to the agriculture. Group of such village formed larger units called Nadu. Okay, group of such villages formed larger units called as what? Nadu. The village council and the Nadu performed several administrative functions including dispensing justice and collecting taxes. Okay, so the village council, what they will do, and the Nadu performed different functions. What that? In dispensing justice means if it is any the cases occurred. Okay, and as well as they'll collect the taxes. Okay, rich peasants of the Vellala caste exercised considerable control over the affairs of the Nadu under the supervision of central Chola government. Rich peasants, okay, rich farmers of the Vellala caste. Which caste? Vellala caste. Okay, they control over the affairs of the Nadu under the supervision of whom? Chola's government. Okay, the Chola kings gave some rich landowners titles like Chola kings gave the rich landowners, okay, name title, what Muvenda Velan. That means nothing but a Velan or peasant serving as markers of the respect and entrusted them with important offices, okay, important offices of the state at the center. Okay, here types of lands they gave here. Chola inscription mention several categories of land. Okay, what are those? Vellanvagai, okay, land of non-Brahmin properties. Brahmadeya, land gifted to Brahmins. Okay, Shalaboga, land for the maintenance for a school. Okay, Devadana or else Tirunamattukani, land gifted to temples. Okay, and Pilichandam, okay, Pilichandam, land donated to Jaina institutions. Okay, this is all types of lands at the time of Cholas. Understood? We have seen that Brahmins often received land grants or Brahmadeya. As a result, a large number of Brahmana settlements emerged in the Kaveri Valley as in the other parts of South India. See, these Brahmins got a gift as a land from whom? From the kings. Okay, that is another name they called as Brahmadeya also. Okay, right. So Brahmana settlements emerged in where? At the place of Kaveri Valley. Okay, see, each Brahmadeya was looked after by an assembly or sabha of prominent Brahmana landholders. Okay, each Brahmadeya was looked after what? Assembly or sabha, okay, of prominent Brahmana landholders. These assemblies worked very efficiently. Their decisions were recorded in detail in inscriptions. Okay, whose decisions here? Brahmanas' decisions, where they all are assembled in a place, right? That is called as sabha, no? So at that time, these Brahmanas will be helping in taking of our decisions. Their decisions were recorded at where? In the form of inscriptions. Okay, often on the stone walls of temples, where? Stone walls of the temples. Association of traders known as Nagarams also occasionally performed administrative functions in towns. Okay, see that decisions of Brahmanas' inscriptions were there written in the stone walls of temples. Okay, see, association of traders known as Nagarams, okay, also occasionally performed administrative functions at where? In towns. Okay, see, okay, I'll continue in the next class.